What's going on YouTube? Brand new Modern Warfare 2 video. Today we're talking about the brand new Season 2 changes that were just confirmed in an Activision blog post they just released. And so in this blog post, they talk about DMZ, multiplayer, and most importantly, Warzone 2. So there's no secret that Warzone 2 is wicked stale and needs to be updated and changed in various aspects and whatnot. And all of that was confirmed in this blog post. We're going to dive right into that. But real quick, before we jump into that, guys, make sure you guys comment down below. What's your number one change you guys want to see changed in Warzone 2 Season 2? And we can have a conversation in the comments. With that being said, let's jump over to the actual change / blog post. Beforehand, global changes coming into Modern Warfare 2. So obviously crashes and stability. They go through and talking about that in terms of, helping you and support the game a little bit further so that way you guys don't crash, yada, yada, yada. Audio. So this one is interesting. So there's some different channels going on in Modern Warfare 2. I'm not going to go too much into detail about this one. Basically, if you guys have been having audio issues, this should fix it, or at least help it drastically. Then, as mentioned, the whole UI is getting revamped right here, going into navigations and organizational menus of camos and friends and social screens. You can quickly equip items from Battle Pass, bundles, and stores and whatnot. Reticle previews and stores and Gunsmith as well. Just a lot of just general kind of state of the art kind of fixes here. Should be pretty simple. One thing that I really like too is that here in the experience they mentioned that they actually added a play again button in Battle Royale. So when you're done, you don't need to back out to the main menu and then re-queue. You can just re-queue directly after that Warzone game, whether you win or lose. So very cool. They also mentioned too weapon balancing. So this one is huge. Obviously the RPK is dominating Warzone 2. Obviously, in multiplayer 2, there's some guns that are a little bit more stronger than others. They mentioned here basically they want to make sure that they keep it a more close eye and be a little bit more proactive on making sure that the guns are balanced and whatnot in future Warzone seasons and in Modern Warfare 2 as well. Now moving over to Battle Royale, our favorite piece here, Warzone 2. No secret, I myself have not played a lot of Warzone 2 for a combination of reasons, but number one, starting with combat record. And then number two, probably just being like the actual gameplay itself. It's a lot of just clinkiness and just a lot of it's not smooth whatsoever. But these changes will hopefully change that for us here. Jumping right in. Number one, Gulag is returning to a 1v1 style. So this is really cool. They're getting rid of the jailer. They're making it a domination style flag control point. So that way if you don't, eliminate your enemy in the Gulag, then it resorts to this kind of capture the flag, kind of like we saw in Warzone 1. And then also too, really cool, they're going to be kind of cycling through various different weapons within the Gulag, and they're returning back to that old setting where if you do win the Gulag, you actually get that weapon coming into the actual map when you respawn. So if you have an assault rifle in the Gulag and you win, then you drop in with the assault rifle into Al Mazrah, which I love, and I think it's really cool. So they mentioned right now they actually just switched it over to the 1v1 Gulag right now. It's still a current map. Yes, it's built for 2v2, but they mentioned here that for future seasons, they will be building out dedicated 1v1 maps for future seasons. So really cool here. Also, you get a little bit more cash as well when you do win the Gulag later on in the game, so that way you're able to buy things at the buy station and whatnot. Talking about cash too, they mentioned here that they realized that not the cash economy right now in Al Mazrah Season 1, very low. So they're actually increasing all of the cash payouts from ground loot, from rewards, from contracts, from bounties, you name it. And so the smallest amount that you can get in a cash pile from ground loot is 800, and cash registers to 500, which was previously at $100 minimum. Now, my favorite update in Season 2 right here that they announced, loot and inventory. They announced last week on Twitter, but again, this is really cool to see it kind of more detailed here in the blog post here. Shifting away from loot boxes menus to floating loot that will now drop out of all containers in the world. So what that means is right now in Warzone 2, when you kill someone, when you loot a box, when you loot a backpack, the menu comes up and you have to switch items from the backpack into your current backpack, and then you have to mess around with different size backpacks, and then people can hold 8 self-reses or whatever it may be, right? That is all going away. So when you eliminate an enemy right now, well, I guess in Season 2, their loot will all drop out into the world, kind of like Warzone 1. And then I'm not sure if vacuuming, or that's kind of a phrase at least that I've been hearing, is coming or not. That we will have to wait and see. But vacuuming just means that if you run over an item, for example, ammo or whatever it may be, right? Or another extra lethal or equipment, then does it automatically pick it up for you as you run over it, or do you actually have to press X or square or whatever it may be to actually pick it up? So this is really cool. They're getting rid of all the backpacks altogether, so now players hold the same amount of items in their inventory through equipment, medical supplies, kill streaks, weapons, you name it. All backpacks are gone. So we love that. We love that. So while loadouts were recently introduced as a loadout marker within Season 1, they're going to keep that going into Season 2. The price point is reduced a little bit, but this time they actually are going to introduce a customizable perk package. So obviously more information about this will become available as we get closer to Season 2. Basically, this will just reduce the pool of available perks, and then it will kind of just from there be able to modify what perks I'm able to get in game and whatnot. I am a big fan of lootable perks. I would love to see kind of ground loot perks personally. Now moving on, this one's really cool. So along with backpacks going away, so are vests and armor vests. So everyone drops in their 3-plate vests, but varying sizes of all vests would no longer exist here in Battle Royale loot. That is really cool. I love to see that they kind of just like remove that altogether. I don't know, there was a big kind of feature coming into Warzone 2. Movement, they went ahead and actually amped up the movement for Season 2. Let's go. I do not know if dolphin diving and whatnot will be there. Doesn't matter. Now you can actually like bust through doors, they say here. Wall plating. I hope that we're able to actually sprint wall plating as well. That'd be really cool. I think that that's what they mean here as well. That's really cool. Buy stations. This is awesome. So now they mention here that the loadout drop markers have unlimited stock at all stations. So there's not just limited per buy station, and actually everything else will also just be unlimited. So you can buy UAVs, you can buy everything else all from this buy station here. And so there'll also be a lot more buy stations around the map. So that way if your teammate goes down mid-game toward the end circle, there might be a buy station. You can buy them back, or you can buy more loot if you come in from the gulag, whatever it may be. And the last piece here when it comes to Battle Royale is the strongholds. Strongholds provide an alternate game experience with a high payouts for those willing to tackle the objectives and for others interested in robbing players of the rewards. So not too much in terms of an actual specific update for these, but they are going to make adjustments to the AI and the damage of the AI output, because it's insane and they can beam you from so far away. But this should be really cool to kind of watch out for here in the coming weeks as we get into Season 2. We're going to blast through DMZ right here real quick. Enemy tuning. So this one, obviously, I mentioned with the AI. The AI right now are nuts in DMZ. So they're going to tune back how many enemies, what kind of enemies, and the damage they can output at range, and a lot more as well. So a lot more just kind of AI tuning, which we love. Spawn points right here. So they're going to mess with where you can actually spawn on the map, because right now it's very predictable. If you spawn over by the lighthouse and the airport, there are like 3 spawn points that you guys can kind of just convene on right off the spawn. You basically lose all your weapons. Mission difficulty tuning. So if you guys have watched the channel, we have a ton of DMZ guides up, and a lot of them are very interesting in terms of difficulty. Obviously, the more the higher tier challenges are a lot more difficult than the lower tiers. It kind of goes throughout that as a progression, and so they're mentioning here that they're going to tune back the difficulty on a lot of the lower tier missions and kind of have it so granular over the other tiers. But just moving forward, they're going to look at the difficulty for the challenges, which I'm a big fan of. That is awesome. They mentioned here too that with crashes, they're going to address a lot of what's happening with crashes. I know myself and my teammate, the Tuesday Vibe, big shout out to him. We have crashed numerous times trying to record videos for DMZ. So this is a lot of fun to see. Seasonal refresh. This one's very interesting in terms of the inventory, contraband, and keys will reset in between seasons. And then they also mentioned that they're going to release a need to know intel for DMZ. That is Season 2, which we will be covering on this channel when that is released. So make sure you guys do subscribe for that. So locations, there are going to be new locations coming in. Really cool. We're going to go into multiplayer again real quick. So perk balancing. Again, this, I think we're going to get more of an idea in terms of actually, measurements and numbers and figures and whatnot. But we can just understand. Looking at the ghost perk, for example, the bonus and the ultimate perks are earned. So the ghost perk, for example, they're going to bump it down in terms of how fast you can earn it. In multiplayer, weapon balancing, like I mentioned before, and awesome. Hardcore is coming back. I am so pumped. This is so essential to get the mastery camos in previous Call of Duties. So I'm a huge fan of hardcore previously in multiplayer. So I'm really pumped for that. Now, playlists that are confirmed, Valentine's Day playlist will return. We'll have to stay tuned for that. And then also just other various Call of Duty multiplayer modes in Season 2 are coming in the next few weeks. Then 1 week per month, Infinity Ward will be creating a Twitter poll for fans to vote on one of that week's playlists from a rotating pool. So if you guys do not have Twitter, you guys want to sign up, maybe that way you guys can have some input as to what that playlist will be for that 1 week that Infinity Ward is hosting that Twitter poll. So that's really, really cool. Kind of getting that community's kind of feel for what the game wants. And then ranked play. Let's go. It only took 2 seasons, but ranked play is finally here. Let's go. So I'm really pumped about that. The rewards on that one and kind of details, ranked maps, modes, and more will be revealed prior to launch. So we're looking forward to that. Now, looking ahead, my favorite part of this entire blog article is right here. So it's looking ahead, right? Expect more information on the brand new small map coming to Warzone 2 next week. If you guys do not know, we are huge fans of Rebirth, Resurgence on Warzone 1. Tons of our channel is just full of Rebirth gameplay. And so to finally see that happening is fantastic. And it's including the return of Resurgence. So that will be happening next week. We'll be covering that as well. Make sure you guys do subscribe to this channel. I'll leave a link to this blog post down below. That way, if you guys do have any questions, you guys want to check it out for yourself, you guys can just go to the blog post right there. With that being said, guys, make sure you guys subscribe, press that like button, comment down below. I'll see you guys later. Top box is a previous video like always, and that bottom box is a mystery video just like always. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a great day.